Hi guys, it's Steve here from Steve's Small World. Out in the conservatory again doing some more work. People asked me about the room build and how I did the walls, etc. So I'm going to knock up some scattered terrain to some ruined little wall sections, and we'll work our way through it from sticking it together, texturing it, painting it, adding the ivy, doing the flocking. I'll try and keep it short as I can. So I'll do one and I'll do the others off camera, and then we'll come back at the end and look at the results of all of them. Right, let's get to the table and get cracking. Right, I'm just going to make up some scatter terrain, then we can have a look at our flocking technique and how I did these stone walls and ivy and everything on the ruin. So I've cut up some bases out of an old sign. It's called EPC plastic. These are just scraps. Got some old scraps of foam core. Quickly show. So what I want to do is work out the length of the wall. So I know it's about there. I'll show you. You've got two ways of cutting this. Straight through it. Be one way. The other way, if you cut it, just cut the top paper down to the paper. So you can bend it. Just check how long that is. That's fine. And we'll come down here somewhere. Rough because I've got the rough anyway. If you want a clean hinge, you can do. So your piece of foam core like that. Cut on the inside again. This is mainly when you're doing buildings, to be honest, because we're going to cover this with ivy. It wouldn't really matter, but it's just I thought I'll show you while I'm doing it. Pop it. Put a piece inside, turn it, you should just better, once you've got to pinch it off, then when you fold it, you get a nice clean cover. This is mainly obviously used for buildings, because that could stop you having these edges exposed, but obviously we can put filler and everything else over it that you wouldn't see it, but I thought I'd do it just to show you what I'm doing these. Right, that's a good size. Just move back a bit so you can see it. Right, I've quickly cut this. You saw me do the hinge. I've cut along the top edge. Left it down, just skimmed over it with a piece of sandpaper to take off any of these fibres. Next, I'm just going to get some glue and just get this stuck down. And stick it down with any choice of adhesive. Super glue even if you want. Super glue, hot glue, all works. Right, I've knocked up a few of these. I can let the glue dry before we give them a paint. Stick some quick scatter terrain. So 5 pieces here, and that took probably 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. There we go. Right guys, I've got some filler. I've added some water to it to thin it down a little bit, and I'm going to coat up the edges of the foam core pieces we made earlier. So I just tend to whack it on to start with. So just work our way along the wall. This gets rid of that paper edge as well, and the filler will soak into the foam core, hardening your edges up so they don't chip so easily. Right, we've sealed all the edges of the walls. Now we're going to do the texture. So we're going to get our filler again, and this time we're going to have quite a lot more walls. We're going to thin this quite a long way down. We're going to work with a brush. So that feels quite good. There's 2 on it, it'll just go dead flat. But that should be alright. Grab a wall. Get your brush, an old knackered brush, and just stipple it. That's all you need to do. Pretty easy to see on the outside wall. We'll just let this dry, and then we'll give it a coat of black primer and we'll go from there. Right, we primed up our walls, all black bombed. Okay, I had to use a bit of grey, I've run out of black paint. The spray can, normally I would have done it with an airbrush. So, next thing is we're going to get our grey layer on. I tend to use Reeves acrylics. This is a medium grey. These are quite thick, so let's get some on the palette. There you go. And we'll thin it down. You could thin it with water. I tend to use a thinner mix I make myself. Check out Luke's channel on making thinners, retardants, etc. Let's get that out of the way. Give it a little mix. And literally we're just going to coat the whole wall in grey. Don't worry about going over onto the ground, doesn't matter. If you find it's leaving a load of brush marks, thin it down a little bit more. There you go, I'll whack on with the others and then we'll come back for the next stage. Right, walls are all painted, they're just drying off, so while they dry, I'll mix up some wash to go on it. There's a little bit left in there, quite a bit left in there. I'll just show you what I'm using. Rinse aid for a dishwasher, this is the cheap Plonk one. Put that in there. Some cheap acrylic paint. This stuff's like gloopy, it doesn't matter. A couple of bits of that. Whack it in. Precise measurements. Not. Is it the right colour? Yes, it worked. Get that mix up so the paint dissolves. There you go, that's ready to use. Second the walls are dry. Right, put the lid on to keep it safe. Right, the walls are all dried up. We're going to do some dry brushing to get some colours into them. At the moment they're very plain grey and not much to them, to be honest. So I'll grab some Citadel dry brush paints. You can make your own or use emulsions, and I think I've got some company.
Sauce.
That's mine, thank you sweetheart. That's yours. Ah! Hang on. I was recording this. Well, this is take 3 for this section. I've been invaded by the kids. I've discovered the paint wasn't dry, so let's try again. Right, we've primed our walls. We've got the base grey colour on our walls. They just look plain grey, a bit boring. So let's get some colour into them. I'm going to use some dry brush paints. I've got some Citadel dry brush paints here. I've got Terminita Stone, Longbeard Grey, Underhive Ash. You can use normal emulsions as well. I've got often used some Crown Basket colour emulsion for dry brushing as well. We'll work our way up the colours. So we'll start with the darker, more mucky colour. Let's get some on the brush. When I'm doing dry brushing, I quite like to use a piece of cardboard because it pulls the moisture out of the paint. There you go. And just give it a little brush. Oop. Let's smudge it to get brush lines. So let's come back on camera. Here we go. Picking up some debris here. There. Just give it a brush over. It's all going to be blended down with a wash anyway. That's that one. Another one. Right, I should start to see. It's really awkward to see on the camera at the moment. There you go. Start to see a texture start to come up that we had from the filler. And on to the next colour. So get some water. Water, not coffee. Right, next colour up. Let's go with Terminita Stone. It's more of a creamy colour. the grey. This is quite light, so we'll probably just pick out the tips. Oh, too much water with the brush there, it's not good. Turn it over, try again. No, we've done that one. We will get it right in a minute. Hang on. Right, here we go. Great, I'm going to mainly grab the edges. There we go, done. Push your brush out. And here are some colours that you won't really be able to see very well, I don't think. But we'll let that. Right, we'll grab our wash we made up earlier. Here we go. Just get some on the brush. And we'll work from the top down. Cover all the sides, just give it a good coating. I tend to coat the tops, let it run down, fill all the crevices up, and you should end up with a nice coating. So we'll let this crack on. I'll speed things up for you if you don't want to watch this. And we'll have a look at the results at the end. Here we go. Now you start to see colouring coming out of the stones more. We'll let that start to dry a little bit and we'll back on with the textured earth then. Right, I'll go and grab that and back to the sack. Right, here we have a pot of textured earth I made earlier. This is just sand, PVA, paint, all mixed up together. Check out Luke's video on it. Grab a base, just slap it on. You're just whacking on. Sorry, I'm a bit off camera here. I'm making a big mess by the looks of that. Right, just whack this on for a minute. I'll come back down in camera in a second for you. Trying to avoid too many drips. Oh, nearly there. Right, I'm hiding off camera. Come on, back you go. Behave. Right. There we go. You can see what we're doing now. So I'll just get the brush and spread it around, get it in against the walls. This is just the first coat, so it's really just about getting the coverage, clearing in, getting in nice and tight to the walls, etc. And we'll tidy it up on the second coat afterwards. Right, I'll speed this bit up and I'll be back with you in a second. Right, the first coat's nearly dry. Let's come back a bit. It's a bit flat. So what I tend to do then is let that get to a level you can work with it without ripping it, and then go over it with a second coat with a brush and stipple it. Oh, there you go, you can see it there. And what we'll do is we'll leave the video there. I'll just put the camera up so you can see what's going on. Hang on a second. Right, we've covered cutting the walls, sticking the walls together, painting the walls, texturing them, earth bases down, textured. Let this all dry, and then we'll come back in part 2 of the video and we'll look at flocking and adding the ivy. Hope to see you then. Well, you take care. Cheers. Bye.